Alright, Rob. I don't know what was going on there. It wouldn't let me change the orientation of the camera on the. I've ended up with it on horizontal, so not for good, is it? Can you hear me alright? Can't tell if we've got any volume on the live. Can you hear me alright? Hello? I don't know whether the Alright, Mal, alright. Paul, I just thought to show my front toes off for a bit. Hello everyone in the chat, there's 4 in chat already. I just thought to come on, I was watching Glenn's live and I thought to show my front toes off because why not? The light's probably going to go off in the tank very soon. The microphone seems to be playing up. There's one down here that's dug itself a little pit. It just kind of lives on its own. Then there's usually like 4 that live here, and this brightly coloured one usually lives up the far end. He lives on the other side of the shell dwellers. I've had to unplug my mic. I couldn't seem to get any volume out of it. I think the connection's loose between the mic and the phone, so it just plays up. But just give me some pellets. I've got 2. I got these from Andy's Aquatics. They're there's Neolampologus multifasciatus shell dwellers down the corner here. I did have the camera set up perfect to catch it all, but yeah, so I've got a load of little what you call it shells down this end, the posh French shells. The escargot shells, but they don't seem to be using them, to be honest. I was hoping to get them. I was thinking I wanted enough to breed with the shellies, but they only had 2 in the shop. But he sold me them cheap, so I thought to take them, and then I thought, do I actually want a ton of shelly fry that I can't move on? Because I can imagine them being hard to shift on. So these are the plants that were there anyway. There's one of them's gold coin, but it never really looks like gold coin. That's a big barteri, and then I've got 2 different types of boosters, and I've got a Nubius bonsai down the corner. It doesn't look like it's doing too well actually, leaf wise. And all the stone in here is, most of it's all Sirio stone. The big pieces I got from Premier Aquatics last time I went up there, and the smaller pieces I got a box I ordered. Yeah, it's a loose connection. Do you mean on my microphone? It's definitely a loose connection on my mic. It's absolutely, I don't know what's going on with me I just thought I'd run out, set up and have a quick nose round the fish to room the lamp. The lights will be running. These lights on this one and the other tank will be running down soon. But I don't know what's going on with me wall start tank, to be honest. It's gone cloudy as anything since we had that heat wave the other week. It's just gone really cloudy. I don't know whether it's a bacterial bloom or what. Let's cargo. I've nicked some pieces. Hello Arnold, how are we? I was literally just thinking about Arnold then, because I was just about to say I put some Balasneria in the corner. I've been meaning, I sent Arnold some and I forgot to put tissue in the bag, and it was during heat wave and it melted, but I've grown a load more now, so I can send Arnold a ton of Val if he still wants some. I mean, the postage wasn't too expensive, so I don't know whether to add some more multis in here or what. I'll send you some. Anyone who wants Val, tell me in the chat now and I'll send you some. I've got yeah, let's show you, see if we can get. See if I can get. Here's my wall start tank. There's absolutely tons of it right the way through here. I've pulled a load out today. It's trying to come there, but it's gone really, I don't know whether it's the bacterial bloom or what, but I've done a load of water changes on it. But it just doesn't seem to clear at the moment. So I've stopped feeding flake. I've just started feeding live food for now. I don't know how well you can see in here, and then I've put me Waponga red laser rainbows in here. I'm just in the process of shutting 2 meter down to 100 litre, 80 litre Hagen. It's like an old school Hagen aquarium. I've shut that down today. And then the shrimp tank's on. Where are we? There we go. There's little front hoses, but I've had front hoses in the past. If anyone's had the nose through my Instagram, Val's ship's not too great. Yeah, it doesn't. But to be honest, like I said, what I've done is I was going on to my 3 nights in work, and I thought I want to get them out to Arnold before I start work. And in my rush, I put it I'd run to the post office when I was picking a little fella up from school. Posted it, and then when I got back, the tissue that I had damp the kitchen roll was still sat in the fish room. So it's one of them things. You try and do something at the spur of the moment, but it's like full on ADHD with me. If I rush anything, I mess it all up. So I should take my time really. But I had, as I say, I had front hoses. Hey Kaz, you alright? I absolutely love this tank. I can't wait for this to grow in. I can't wait for the front hoses to get a bit bigger. As I say, I had them about 3 years. I had them for about 3-4 years, and they just got up to breeding size. The alpha male was about 6 inches, I think, and it was jet black. It was stunning. Hi Rebecca. But I'm kind of tempted to put something else in here, but I'm not sure whether I should really. I might try some more multis. I'm tempted to. Did Arnold mention his picked up the mine he settled in there. How many discus have you got now, Arnold? That's another thing I used to have in my old fish room. I used to have a breeding pair of discus, like red or blue, red turks they were. Two. I'm gonna clean myself a bit of space on this chair. The floor's full of fish stuff. It's like full of aquascaping tools and jugs and air pumps and canister filters and stuff. So it's like musical chairs. I have to remove it. I have two red pigeon bloods. I absolutely love red pigeon bloods. I like checkerboards. My black water, I was thinking of letting that mature a little bit and then maybe putting some checkerboards in there, but obviously I'll have to thin me Rio Nanny out first. I want to try and get a breeding pair out of them. I'd like to get a breeding pair of Manica Crew as well. You got undulata en route. Have you had a look at that the Cryptocorn Apongigitafolia? It looks... Oliver Knott was showing it off on one of his videos the other week, and I thought I could have some of that and I ordered it. But it's quite rare. You can't get it from the likes of Aquadip or stuff, but you get people selling it on eBay. Hi Magnus. I absolutely love Magnus's bonsai trees. I was watching him do I think it was a first styling on a... Was it a Pinus Sylvestre he had? I don't know whether it was a... Sure, it was a Scots pine. Scots pine's my favourite tree. I like Scots pine, I like the English or European field maple, Acer campestre. They're my two favourite trees, and if I had a tropical tree it'd be a Ficus benjamina. Funnily enough, in my garden I've got a English field maple growing out, I've got a hawthorn, I've got a Scots pine, what else have I got growing? I've got a beech or a birch growing in the garden as well. I'm just thickening the trunks, and I've got a Acer palmatum, Japanese maple. I just wanted to thicken the trunks, and I was following Peter Warren's advice. I met Peter Warren last year, and we were talking, and his advice was kind of just let it grow out. Yeah, but I was thinking of putting some checkerboards in my black water tank, but see if I can sort this glare out. How's that? You don't need to see me, I'm in the background anyway, so. I wish there was a way of keeping the chat on the screen. Maltese, Magnus. Yeah, have a look at that Apongigitafolia, Rob. Big fish lad, I was watching your videos the other day. I saw you with Keith Subdue. It gets absolutely massive, Rob. It's a lovely, it looks like the Apongigitan bulvianus, I think it's called. Which there's one in the back of here, but it doesn't seem to have grown. But with you mentioning that you wanted a big crypt, I thought that'd be perfect for you. I wish you could keep the chat on screen. Acer palmatum, Japanese maple. They are stunning trees. Plant plucker. The lights are ramping down on this now. It looks a lot better on screen light wise. They must auto correct for the light, but it's going really dark now. Let's see if I can get me. I've got one in my garden. I've pruned it. Look at all the cobwebs at the back again. I need to. There's them dreaded. Rob, the all pond solutions. They work great on this tank, but I run it with a siesta period. Of hours in the afternoon. All that there is sword. It's turned into an absolute. What angelfish, Arnold? Down there, if you look, Rob, there's at the front there's an ocelot, and behind it's a rubra, and the pair of them have never done nothing. They just kind of melted. Oh look, you see me male showing off there. I think I've only got one male, maybe two. I think I've got a sleeper male somewhere. He lights up every now and again. But I really need to get in on it and thin it all out. Because I've got some expensive plants in here. Oh, nice. That's what my mate breeds then. I'll put the undulator's nice, isn't it? I'll put red lasers in here. They're starting to colour up in this tank. In the other tank they were just silver all the time, but they're starting to flash blue, and the tails are starting to colour up a bit, so I'm pleased with that. They only went in today. But as I say, I'm thinking of shutting these shrimp tanks down and moving the 80 litre tank across. The Goyder Rivers are now in my wall-start tank in the living room, so both them tanks are empty, so we can start shutting tanks and moving them. I don't really want 4 tanks in here. And then the post-monite, maybe the female and the males, maybe one male and a couple of females in there, and a spawning mop in there for a week, and then just leaving the spawning mop in the tank and taking the fish out and seeing how we get on with that. Because my Goyder River are growing out in the living room now, so I'll make a video of that off in the near future. Good evening, Dan. It's great to see Dan in the chat. I love seeing Dan and Laura. What's on them, Arnold? What eggs are cold? Or are they just spawning mops? Because I've got a bag full of wine bottle corks that I bought from Amazon. Where's Glenn? Mr. Bastard. Has anyone seen Glenn's? He looks like Ryan Reynolds on it. Sorry guys, I don't know what happened there. I've swapped over to me 5G now. Turn the volume down a bit. But Arnold, if you want to do a live, I'm up for that. I want to start doing a few more lives. I want to get some guests on. I did invite Patty from Patty's Aquatics on, but he released that news about his missus, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, and I didn't really want to mention after that, I just, felt rude with stuff that was going on. There's more important things in the life, isn't there? And I didn't want to, you know, ask him at the time. And I asked Dylan from DJ Aquatics, so I do need to start doing some better streaming. What I was thinking of doing is, now I've got them tanks shut down, I could kind of bring my laptop out here and use my phone as a camera, and then I could stream from out here with a decent setup. Yeah, I haven't heard from Adam, to be honest, for a few days. I was interested how we got on it. Ryan Reynolds on cakes and pies. I can't skid to anyone. I think I've put about 2 stone on in a couple of months. I've gone like proper chub, but I don't care. Wow, 10 on. I wasn't expecting. A washing machine. See, I'm wondering who that person is. I'm wondering whether, because I get someone messaging me rather regularly asking me to meet up via Instagram, and I'm wondering whether it's the same person. Yeah, Rob, that'd be great. I absolutely love our chats, Rob. I think let me pop the after juggle everything round. Hello, Mr. G. Awesome. Yeah, so I'll be blatantly honest with everyone. I was watching Rob's live stream before, and I was thinking to myself, do you know what? I love the way Rob's live stream's really informal, and it's just like a chat with people. And I thought I want to have a go with that later, like it's on and stuff. And obviously Glenn was on before, so I let him. I thought I'll ask, see if anyone wants me to come on, because I need to get another mic. Because I love the fact that we're just sitting chatting and on Rob's live, and everyone's there just chatting away. There's no like formality, and there's no like, some lives get quite preachy and stuff, so, and they tend to ignore the chat, a lot of them. But that's one hell of a view to me. Wait till the front toes get bigger. I can't wait to do that. I can't wait to see them. Do you know what I'd absolutely love? I'd love to get a 6x2x2 from ND Aquatics and get them in there. This is really simple, to be honest, guys. It's just two big pieces of cereal stone, and I think there's like 4 pieces bracing it, and then the same again down that side kind of thing, but there's one big piece. It's just like a yeah, I really enjoy Rob's lives, and I love the interaction with him. um, I never knew you had a Frontosa. Kind of jealous now that you got adult Frontosa. See, that's the thing, like one of the main goals I had to start, I want to get a few more tanks. I haven't really got the space. I've got the land to build a fish house on. I'd like to build a bigger fish house and get some bigger tanks, because this tank's 5 by 18 by 18, and I've got a bigger tank sat outside. Excuse me. And then I've got a 7-foot tank outside, but I just haven't got the room for them. If I could build a bigger fish room, I'd get them all in. But I don't know, I'm picking my fish wild. Like, I've downgraded. I've got shuttered 2 of my tanks, debating shutting a 3rd. I want an... I've kind of swapped like a few tanks to set this up, and the black water in the living room. But as Paul knows, I was talking about getting checkerboards in there, because never give up. Never give up. No, in all seriousness, don't give up, because I done that and I switched over to bonsai, and I was just, I don't know how to explain it, I was just gutted. And my missus said, you need to get a fish tank. So we set up a 25 litre fish tank. I think within about a month I'd set this up, this whole fish room, with like 3 tanks and about 1,000 litres of water. And then I wasn't keeping the fish that I kept before, like I was saying then. In my old fish room I had a breeding pair of discus, I had my Frontosa, I had a Pistogramma, Cockatoides, I think they were triple red I got from something fishy in Greasby. Never give up, guys. Just, even if you go down to 1 tank, or you know, even if you go with like guppies or something, just don't give up, keep going. Because I gave up once and really regret it after, must have been... Joy Fish Keeping, hello! Does anyone... Yeah, Arnold, I definitely want to. I'm just conscious that I can't really run StreamYard out here at the moment. I'd have to get something set up to run StreamYard. So I haven't got room for a laptop or a computer or anything out here. So I'd have to set that up before I start to get multiple people on lives. But I'd definitely do it. No, I understand that. I haven't heard from Dylan for a couple of weeks, to be honest, but I absolutely love Dylan's channel. I've noticed a bit of flashing in here. I'm going to have to test the water tomorrow, I think. Yeah. You can't beat getting your discus to pair up. Mine was spawning, and the only place they'd spawn was on my internal filter, on my Eheim filter. Totally agree, the worst thing you can do is give up. But as I say, after giving up, I started this fish room, and if I'm honest, I was setting up fish tanks. I thought, what'll get me some subs on YouTube when I first started on YouTube, and when I very first started, poor big fish lad will tell you, Dan from Dan's Aquarium will probably remember as well, and Laura. I had a black water tank, I had a Frontosa tank, and then I had a pair of Blue Angels in here, and I was kind of moving in the right direction that I wanted to go into, and then they said StreamYard would work on my phone. I didn't realise that. Yeah, so then we got the lecky thing, and I got shot of all the fish I had. I got 7-stripe Frontosa, Kigoma. To be honest, like changing the channel my goal is, if I'm completely honest with everyone, I've been quite self-conscious in front of the camera, and as I've grown and as I've got more comfortable on camera, I'm trying to become more and more myself, rather than, because you tend to I think you get a bit self-conscious when you first start it and start putting yeah, I think you start like you become a caricature of yourself. I noticed on Adam's live stream the other day. I don't know what it was. I said something and I thought, have I said the wrong thing there? And I got really self-conscious after it. So I wish I could keep the chat up. And 35 text would be alright. See, the thing is with regards to YouTube, I don't really want to go off on a tangent, but last winter, my videos, I was posting my videos at like tea time on a Friday, and by Saturday morning when I was getting up, a lot of them would be on 1,500 views, and then the next day they'd pick up another 1,500 views. And some of them, when you go back and look, they had like 6,500 views. And it doesn't matter what I post now, I can't seem to get like 10% of that number anymore. I don't know what's... Yeah. See, that's the thing. I was in my local fish shop, I think it was yesterday, and he said to me, like, do you know any trade shows, any, like, what's going on in the hobby kind of thing, where we can get some ideas of what's coming next? And I thought to myself, it's the first time. It's the first time I feel like I haven't had my finger on the pulse in the hobby for maybe 10-15 years. Because there was, like, everyone was into African cichlid, like Malawis and Boonas. And then after that, everyone kind of got into, everyone jumped on the reef, into the reef side of the hobby, and they were all keeping SPS corals and rare zoanthids. And I kind of say rare tongue in cheek because everyone had them, it's just that they grew slower, so everyone called them rare and charged well more money. Yeah, was it? There was a show. It is like aquascaping and stuff, but I like learning the techniques of aquascaping, but I don't think I'd aquascape like. See, I think what it is, I think there's a big turnover of people in the hobby, so a lot of new people come along. Steve Chester was telling me this from Premier Aquatics. He said most of his bread and butter customers haven't been in the hobby before they come and see him, and then they want a tank and they want to set it up, and after all the advice, feels strange being someone in a hobby that people constantly quit constantly. I totally agree with you, Rebecca. One of the reasons why I started my channel is because I was on Facebook and I was doing like moderating a lot of channels and stuff, and I just found I was, yeah, I totally agree with that for sure. I just think I spent a lot of time writing like short form articles and stuff explaining how to cycle tanks, how to do treatments, and I just felt like I was perpetually telling a conveyor belt of new fish keepers what to do, and I'm thinking, shouldn't the shops be doing this? The shops are getting paid to set people up. So that was one of the main driving forces behind me jumping on YouTube. I wanted to set up a proper channel. I had YouTube in the past, but it was more back in the day when you set up a YouTube channel so you could share your videos on the old forums. I used to be on Coco's Goldfish forum. I used to be on the Salty Box, the Saltwater forum. What other forums was there? There was a few I was on. Practical Fish Keeping forum. Remember? Remember the monster fish keeping forums? This fish farm. So yeah, that was one of the main drivers behind me setting up the channel. Is I wanted to get in touch with other experienced fish keepers and see what they were up to. the, the debate of whether they like the king of DIY or not. I'll be honest, I absolutely love Joey's early content up till he built that gallery he's got now. I donated to that gallery. And to be honest, about 12 months before he set up his gallery, I built a pond in the garden here. It was a raised concrete pond, and I was planning on building a fish room around it. And I bought this tank. I bought the Wallstad tank and the 5 foot and the 7 foot outside. I bought them, and I was literally planning to build a similar size thing to what Joey's got. Well, it was probably about half the size of what Joey's got, and do similar stuff to what he did when he first opened the gallery. I was thinking of getting Malawi cichlids and angels and discus. FFL riddle. So has anyone got any questions? Nothing any cranial, like just what fish do you want or anything like that? Because is Fish Farm Link supposed to give you the answer to the riddle, or just ask you a riddle? I've noticed I've noticed the prices have gone up. Hello, Laura. What's going on here? Breakfast. Yeah, my... See, that's the thing I always say. I was talking to the Andy in my local fish shop, I think it was, and he was saying to me that the price he's paying wholesale, he could get a flight over to Poland, walk in a fish shop, buy his stock, fly back with it, put it on his shelves, and make more of a profit than he does buying from wholesalers in the UK. Now, I don't know whether he was exaggerating, but that's what I was told. And he said when he asked the likes of Tetra what's going on, he said, well, the UK will pay them prices, which I don't think's fair. Yeah, that's true, isn't it? I mean, there's all hypotheticals, but when you actually put something into practice, it's a completely different world, isn't it? Who thinks it should put some multis in here? See, that's the thing. Yeah, Dan, I've said it a few times. Warhammer. I've got a ton of Warhammer stuff upstairs in my loft. I've got a Dark Angels, Blood Angels, and a Chaos Army in my loft from about 20 years ago. I think there's about 5,000 points armies up there. But I never used to play it, I used to just paint them. But them zebra plecos, I remember a while ago. I remember a while ago I was offered zebra plecos for, I think it was like £40 each. I find it, I was going into, when I was doing my masters, I think it was in uni or my degree, I was having to walk to a train station to get the train home, and in the train station was the 40k shop. So I'd go in and I'd buy like, I don't know, like 10 Space Marines, and I'd spend a week painting each. I'd kind of like undercoat them all and stuff together, and then like paint them, and then I'd kind of sit there and spend the evening painting one after that. That goes in my pets at home, or marble gold, £10.50. I don't even know how much plecos are now. I tend to order mine. I think it was a local breeder who was trying to get rid of them, and he'd asked the local shop. I think he'd asked the local shop if they wanted them and offered them like wholesale, and the shop being the shop kind of offered them to me, I think, at the price they were being offered. But and then all of a sudden the prices just shot up on them. I think it was when I noticed a big jump in the price when Dean from Dean's Fish Room showed them off on Aquarium Co-op. Can someone get the stats up on the screen for me, please? But I keep thinking of this thing. I keep thinking of this thing, like I'd love to, if I wasn't in the hobby now, if I didn't have any tanks now, I've got this hypothetical situation in my head, which I call the keeping fish simple, max none, max views 17. I call it like the keeping fish simple philosophy, and it's basically, he set up a tank, didn't he, with angels, like Amazon swords and a couple of other simple tanks and plecos, and then added the likes of Corys, and he started breeding them and taking them to the shop, and then getting like another, like he'd go from like, say like zebra angels to clowns. And if I didn't have any tanks now, I think I'd like to try that and see how far I could take my hobby. Just starting off with one tank, breeding some angels, breeding some plecos. I think it'd be like an interesting experiment, because obviously the likes of angels can be quite easy to breed if you're not like pushing them too hard. I really don't like the way that the chat fades so fast on this. I'm just scrolling through the chat. But I got, excuse me, last year I think it was, I got L333 plecos for £8 each. And I bought I think I bought 4 and or 5 and was given 10. So I paid what? 8. I paid £40 for 8 L333 plecos. And I moved them on because everyone in the area is breeding them, so like the markets fell out of them. So if I did breed them, I wouldn't be able to move them on. So I just. But I'll wait till the other breeders in the area have stopped breeding them, and then I'm convinced they were originally Steve Helsey's fish. $14 pairs. Yeah, normally they sell for 25 to 30 round here easily. I've seen adults go for about 45. I've been off the breeding colony for 350, but this guy was literally just emptying tanks, and obviously, like I said, that the whole market around here was saturated with them. The Cichlid Society, is that the one Bill's Fish Room runs? The CSG. Catfish Study Group. Ah, okay. I think they run don't they run an auction? I'm sure I see their auctions advertised. Yeah. Well, I went to Bill's auction. It was absolutely brilliant. Like, it was a really good day out. Damn, it was like a 7-hour round trip plus the day. And to be honest, it was only round the corner for me, and I was exhausted when I got home. But to be fair, I had to go and pick everyone up on the way, and then I kind of had to go and help my mate unbox all his new fish, and I think he bought virtually everything in the auction. Dan, take care. Are they? Glenn's were doing that before, weren't they? I don't know how I don't know whether I can mute it, to be honest. Can you still hear me now? Put my phone on silent, so I don't know whether you can still hear me now. I usually find, yeah. Oh, cool. Because there's like a glitch on StreamYard. If you got your phone on silent, the microphone doesn't seem to work on StreamYard. That's why if you've probably seen me go on Jeff's a few times when Arnold was on it, and I've gone on the live and had to come back out because there's absolutely no volume, and there's nothing I can change on the phone that'll get the volume on. It's linked to the, if you unmute the ringtone, it will come on for some reason. I don't know why, but I definitely do enjoy these lives. Yeah, one of them was For the Fish going live, and another one was Big Fish Lad Shorts just gone up, I think. I think it was his the Piranha one. Who thinks you should get some more of these multis then? See him at the back. I don't know why he does that. He kind of sneaks around and chases the front hose. But I've wanted these multis for a while, so when I got my Telematochromis temporalis shell, that's a tongue twister in itself. I actually wanted multis, but I couldn't get them from anywhere. And then I got the Telematochromis, which never actually went in the shell. And then Something Fishy in Greasby had a load of... Yeah, I should do, shouldn't I, Rob? I don't know whether these will breed. I don't know whether to give them... Yeah, do you know... I don't know whether you do YouTube yourself, but when you sit down and plan a live and you're like, right, I'm going to talk about this topic, I'm going to talk about that, you kind of put it on a pedestal in your head, and then you go on, you're quite nervous, and you're trying to keep the structure, and then you start ignoring the chat, and then it all starts falling apart. You see the views dropping off. And I just find when you come on without planning it and just hit go live and start chatting, then it flows better, you feel more comfortable, and then you start seeing people popping in, and you just chat away to them, and the whole experience seems a lot more enjoyable, to be honest. See, that's the thing, Robert. I don't know whether you remember, but I sat down and planned like an outline for one of our lives that I did, because I didn't know much about the topic, and I wanted to be able to, you know, give you the respect to be able to ask you decent questions, and I found, so you could answer them well, and I found that because I didn't know the topic that well, and I wrote all these questions, I felt really nervous going live, and then I feel like it affected the whole live. Because obviously it was the Caradina shrimp one, and obviously I know little about Caradina, so, but I wanted to ask you questions that would let you talk about them. What's it? Yeah, I find if I come on live like this, I feel more relaxed, I feel more comfortable. But if I build it up in my head and start writing like outlines and topic structures and stuff, I just find to start putting it on a pedestal and start making a mountain out of a molehill. I write down notes because I clashed with aquarium co-op once. It makes me laugh when like people take a lot of stuff as gospel, don't they? And I find like I can keep a fish and do something with the fish, and then someone else will do completely opposite and then tell me I'm wrong, and I think, but I did it. How could it have been wrong? Arnold, thanks for popping in. Take care. I can't tell you how made up I am to have these front toes, guys. Like I was saying, I got the tank that I set up as the black water, and as soon as I got the tank back, I had like you know when you get something, it jumps your memory. Is Glenn off? Take care, Glenn. Is it Glenn? I can't see Glenn saying bye. Oh, okay. I think I saw people saying trial to you, Glenn. Yeah, that's the thing. There's a certain YouTuber that, I've read the Wallstar Method book and stuff and, like, really understand it well. And then there's one big YouTuber who, like, as far as I'm concerned, makes things up as he goes along. And then when I put my video out, I get his fan base coming on my videos telling me I'm wrong. And I'm like, but, I've read Diana Wallstar's book. I've sat down and read all the papers that go with it. It all ties into the likes of Tom Barr and Takashi Omano's method. But I absolutely get hounded by his fan base, and he'll tell me I'm wrong and stuff, and I'm like, no, just watch the video. Just watch my video and I explain how what I'm saying works, and you can understand where the contradictions are, and I never contradict myself. Everything ties in with each other. And to be honest, it kind of put me off because I think I only had like 200 subs, and all of a sudden I was getting like 100 comments on my videos telling me I was wrong. So it's a bit hard saying to everyone, well, actually, that's the thing, isn't it, Glenn? I love statistics, so I love some descriptive statistics, mate. It fascinates me where that multi's going. My last shell dwellers just stayed down one side of the tank. I know a lad who done his PhD, and the first 2 years of his PhD he was running research and got absolutely no significant results, and it was driving him insane. Imagine collecting that much data and not getting anything to support your theory. Yeah, I think it is. So hot in here. I heat the room in here. It's like the tank's at 25 and a half, so I don't know what the room is. If I had a band, what would I call it? Deep Oasis. I'd call mine the Plastic Beatles. The coral aren't far from me. Well, they weren't. Bloody vegans. What would you guys put in this tank? If it was your tank, what would you put in it next? Tanganyika spiny eel. That would be something else, that. The ginger snaps. Do you know what I always wanted in my last Tanganyika tank was the Tanganyikan crabs. That'll be my band, the Tanganyikan crabs. See, if this tank had more height, I think I'd put a Leptosoma in there. Is it Cryptochromis, is it? Apparently they're really hard to get hold of, like Tanganyika crabs. There's a lot of flashing going on this tank. I'm going to have to test this. I'll have to test the water parameters in the morning. I've done a 50% water change on it today. Don't know whether maybe the KH is low or something, but I've seen quite a bit of flashing. I was thinking of getting, is it Cryptochroma Leptosoma, is it? I was thinking of getting some of them. Grand, thanks for joining us. Have a boss sleep. But I think this is only 18 inches. I think I'd like 30 inches if I was going to do that. In my last tank I had like a rock structure here. It was like a, you'll be able to see it on my Instagram, it's like a mounded rock. Oh, I don't want any Malawis in here, it's Lake Tanganyika only. And they dug right down. Do you know what else I had? I had Lulupi, Neolamprologus Lulupi, they were cool. Oh, the compressor seps. I would like to get these in a bigger tank eventually. My goal is to breed them. The irony of Jeff with his magnifying glass showing his eye off to them. Tropheus. Do you know what? I saw Tropheus and they look like Tropheus icola. Where the old Tropheus icola are yellow, they've got a yellow band on them. I think it is. I can't remember the name of them, but it was something, I think it was like Bemba Ridge or something. And it looked like the icola, but the yellow band was a reddy orange. But you have to be really careful, don't you, with Tropheus, the vegetarian diet. And they bloat really easy apparently. But I'd love a species only tank of Tropheus. If I could have as many tanks as I wanted, I'd have a Frontosa tank. I'd definitely have a Frontosa tank, I'd have a community Lake Tanganyika. I absolutely love Rob's, the transcripts, the Julie the Chromis transcripts. They're absolutely stunning then. I like these multis, but yeah, I tend to like these Frontosa are mostly getting fed dry food, live food and frozen food, mainly brine shrimp at the moment. I did have my last lot on krill, and I used to feed them river shrimp every now and again. But like any veggies are trying Altolamprologus, they'd be fancy and seem chilled. You can keep them with Frontosa, can't you? The compressor seps and the calvus. Was that Jason? Hi Michael Myers, good evening. But one fish I did want was pulcher, you know, like Rob's. There is a lot of flashing going on in this tank. I'm going to have to investigate that tomorrow. But I noticed my old Frontosa used to do a lot of flashing after they did the water change, so. Are you off to the round, Mr. G? Yeah, I've really enjoyed this lad, to be honest. it's nice to come on and not put it all on a pedestal and start stressing yourself out. Cool. But yeah, I'd love to get poultry in. The problem with like the likes of the Maltese and the poultry is once you start breeding you can't stop them, and no one really wants to fry, so what to do with them? Oh, these two, these seem like they were measuring each other up then. Oh. This one here, the one that's like fully coloured up, that usually lives down the far end of the tank. And then there's one that's usually darker than the others. He's dug a little hole there. You can see the top of you can see where it's mounded up. He lives in a little hole there. I've never seen Frontosa dig a hole before, to be honest. But he has. Or she. Absolutely love the behaviour on Lake Tanganyika cichlids. Every fish I've kept from Lake Tanganyika's got its own unique behaviours. Oh, cool. Look at these having a bit of beef here. Wow, he's gone completely white. Hello! I'm doing more changes after this with my shellies then onto biscuits tank. Your ocelots are stunning as well, aren't they? Like the way some people keep like apistos and rams, you know, like you have multiple tanks of different ones. I'd love like multiple different tanks of like shellies. They're like little bulldogs, aren't they? If I could shift them easier, then I'd be more inclined to set up a few smaller tanks and stock them. Thank you. Do you know what? I wish I'd done a setup video on this tank. I ordered the Frontosa and then I realised that my next day off, I ordered them and put the order in for about a week. It was like a week after I ordered them, they were coming, and then realised I didn't have a day off till the day before that, so I had to kind of get here, blitz the tank, get it set up. And then I kind of, like there was two really mature sponge filters in here, so I got them back in. I squeezed a load of sponge filters into here. That's what, if you look on the first videos, there was mulm all over the place. And then I set this canister filter up. It's an all ponds solution ones. I bought it ages ago, and if I'm honest, I've never really been a fan of canister filters because I'm quite lazy so my canister filter will probably run for months without maintenance. That's why I was asking Glenn about the tidal hang on the back, because I know because it's easy to access, I'll play with that. Whereas the likes of the canister filter, I'm a bit lazy with them, so. I used to have an old Eheim canister filter, and then I don't know where it went. I was running on a goldfish tank, but I'd like to get all the little bio balls and stuff out of this and get the like a cheap equivalent of Biohome in there. I always say it in a lot of my videos, but I prefer like like biohome, like the, what do they call it? Like the sintered glass and the ceramic stuff. I just feel like that offers beneficial bacteria a better place to live than plastic. But the thing that often makes me wonder with canister filters, yeah, I agree with that. Um, totally agree with you on that. I would rather I'd rather pre-filter all the mechanical stuff out, like the molding, food and stuff, out before it got into the canister. So it's just a chamber for beneficial bacteria. I don't know where all pond solutions do a pre-filter, don't they, with the sponges in and stuff, and I'm kind of tempted to have a play with that and see what goes on there. Because I never like the idea of pre-filters are best. I use floss first and the filter for the reason. Just replacing that. Yeah, that's the problem, I think. On my Aquarie 400, the black water tank, I run filter socks. See, that's a brilliant idea, that. The thing that me is how fast filter socks clog up. Some of them will clog up within a day, and I think, well, how effective is a canister filter if filter socks are clogging up in a day? But it's something I think about a lot. The wool ones I think are best for removing things because, yeah, I just remember Joey done it. Like, I was talking about these two 7 foot, I think it was 7 foot tanks that Joey built years ago, and he had this pair of Stingray in one, and he had his blue base Asian Arowana in the other, and then slightly going off topic, they drained into like a big basin with K1 in and his discus. But I remember him putting these external like overflows on the backs of the tanks, and he used to just put filter floss in there, and I thought that was like a really good idea. So you could just literally walk in the fish room, take the old stuff out, bin it, put new stuff in. I mean, I'm a bit more of a cheapskate, so I'd probably wash it out a few times before I put it in the bin, but you know, I just thought it was a really good idea that you could remove it constantly and without any efforts, because like, I could imagine opening up all pond solutions canister filter would be quite a task if you were in a rush. But the thing is, for the first time in my life, I've been running sponge filters. Yeah. As I say, the first time in my life I've like properly run sponge filters in all of the tank. And if I'm honest, I don't like the particulates that you see in the tank. You'd always see bits of particulate floating around in the tank. And with me running a sump for years with socks out in the filter socks, it really stands out to me, especially when you see like a fish swim across the tank and it kicks up a load of mold, and you're like, Jesus, I've never seen that before. Which made me think about putting a hang on the back on this 200 litre tank, which is, it's not that cloud, it's got 5 goldfish in there, or 6. And I know it's like massively overstocked, but I'm doing water changes on it every day, so but I just want to get a male out of it, and then I can, like, I spoke to the shop and I was like, instead of standing here for hours trying to find a male out of juveniles, I'll just take 5 home with me and I'll find a male in there. Once I'm guaranteed I've got a male, I can take the rest back. Plus, I'll probably make a bit of money from growing them on, to be honest. That's another thing now. I'm tempted to put in here, the cuckoo catfish, these cyanodontus, because the shop said to me if I can grow them on, like, they're a cracking fish to grow on for profit. I know everyone loves breeding for profit, but I've always had more success growing on for profit, I find. The multi-punctatus, is it? I can never pronounce it. But it was like, if you can get them as juveniles and grow them out, we'll bite your hands off for them, because everyone comes in looking for them from Malawi tanks. And the shops can only get tiddlers in, so you can grow them out and get them big. He said they'll bite your hand off, and he said there's more money growing out them sort of fish than there is breeding most fish. But to me, I don't like getting to the point in the hobby where I'm trying, like, I see my friends they've got fish rooms set up and, like, they're breeding just to make a profit so they can buy something else. And I think once I started worrying about making a profit out of things and stuff in the hobby, I think it'd kill the passion for me. Like, I'll grow stuff out and sell it to the shops just to get a bit of store credit so I can flip it and get something else. Yeah, the manager of my local shops, he's just left. And he said to me, he just got to the point where he wasn't maintaining his tank at home, and he just lost the love for it. See, I was thinking about starting like, I talked about starting a shop a while back, and maybe working in a fish shop for the experience it offers, but I can imagine it'd kill your passion quite quickly, to be fair. Because I've seen some of the people my local fish shop have had to deal with over the years, and I can imagine it killing the hobby for them quite quick. That front hose is just really coloured up blue then. I'd move it around, but the rest of the lights off, I'm sat in darkness apart from this tank. Oh, and the shrimp tanks and the Wallstad tank. If the Wallstad tank wasn't so bloody cloudy, I'd get that on, but we had the heat wave and my maxi power head had gone down, and when I put it back on, it must have kicked something up and it's just clouded since then. I totally agree with you, to be honest. I was tempted to ask a local shop if I could do, like, work experience or something, like, like a teenager. But I've got really close ties with my shop. Like, I've been going there since I was a little boy, and I respect some of the stuff that they go through. And my area is quite a strange area with regards to fish keeping, because there's a gang of people who all they want to do is try and flip fish to make money off them. And well, see, the thing with me is, I remember Aquarium Co-op, I just totally stuttered then. Aquarium Co-op said something along the lines of a year in a shop is like 10 years in the hobby. Do you know, the only auctions I've been to were Bill's, the Northwest Cichlid Association, I think it is. And his was an absolutely fantastic day out. But the difference between the fish shops on the Wirral and then going up to Steve Chester's shop, Premier Aquatics, I found the difference, like, the shops around here, no one will talk to each other in the shops. You just kind of walk, it's like you laugh or something, you just walk in, you look at the tanks, you don't get in each other's personal space, you don't speak to each other, you don't make eye contact. But when you go in like Premier Aquatics, you see customers bumping into each other, having a chat, stuff like that, and the shop's lively, and it's just like a different, I find it strange the fact that just a couple of miles up the road, like there's so like massively different interaction in the shop, and the way the customers behave in the shop's completely different. It's fine, you know, I don't know what it is, don't know why it is, but maybe it's because Steve does a lot of social media, so it's kind of, maybe that carries over into the shop. They feel like, you know, they've got an interaction with Steve and stuff, and maybe it brings a different vibe into the shop. Yeah, well, a funny thing, I was saying about this and I still can't get over it, was the fact I was in my local fish shop a few months ago now, and I heard someone go, "There's that YouTuber," and I looked over and they were pointing over, so I instantly looked behind me and was like, where's this YouTuber? I'm on YouTube, I might know him, and then realised it was me that they were pointing at, and it just felt really surreal. It was like, that felt really awkward. That's very strange, because like I've never really told anyone that I'm on YouTube. The only people who know I'm on YouTube is my partner and people who met me through YouTube. But the thing is, people from everyday life are starting to find me on YouTube now, and you know, subscribing to the channel and stuff. And they're a lot more supportive than I thought people would be. I thought I'd get like mocked. A pleco lady. That's not a bad title to have, really, is it? Do you know what I'm really getting into? Bristlenose plecos. I've got my Wabbermuster honeycombs in here, and I absolutely love the look of them. I seen them and it was like, I'll get some of them. But the more I look at them, the more like I really enjoy them. And I've got my peppermint bristlenose. I've got my common bristlenose. And I don't know how I'd do it, but I'd like to set up more bristlenose tanks, I think, because I'm really enjoying them. I like the super reds. I like the ones Rob's got, and I like the green phantoms. There's like lemons and stuff as well, isn't there? Like, but I've really grown an appreciation for them since I've started keeping them. And obviously, I love L333. They're albino green dragons. I've never really been a fan of albino fish. Don't know why. But I do love the bristlenose. As I say, I love the L333s. I love the 236, and I love the zebras, the L46s. I call them. I know some people call them 046, but and there's a couple more. But I think that'd do me pleco wise. If I could keep every fish I've ever wanted, I think I'd pick a few more bristlenose. Maybe Starlight bristlenose, and then is it the L183? I'll have to have a look at that, Rebecca. That's it. See, that's the thing. I've been into Steve Elsie's fish room. Oh my god, like that was an experience. I walked in, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that. That was an experience and a half. Just it's Alexa turned the lights on, and the next minute there was Manica Peru, there was um, checkerboard. It was just tank after tank of like dream fish, and they were all breeding. And he had like L236 colony, I think he had at the time, and an L333 colony. He had Dark Night Rams going, and I'd never seen Dark Night Rams before. The black rams, but his were like, they had this gorgeous pattern on them. They were like jet black at the top and on the sides, and they kind of folded into this like, underneath was like a goldy blue hue, and it's one of the nicest colours I've ever seen on a freshwater fish. Dylan, yeah, Dylan's fish room's amazing. I'd love to get Dylan on alive. In fact, I know he's about a 45-minute drive from me. I'd love to go up and see his fish room if he'd let me. I need to get another car though first. I kind of got shut of my car because it was starting to cost me more money to run and get it through MOTs than it was. Every autumn, just as the temperature started dropping, it broke down. He is, isn't he? Like, and the thing I find is, the likes of Dylan, who else is there? Like Steve Helsey. They've had a different experience in the hobby to me. So, like I like to think I've got tons of knowledge on goldfish and SPS, reef keeping, and I've kept Lake Tanganyika cichlids for about 5 years. And they're all in like what I call the Amazon fish, like the plecos, the angels, discus, rams, the pistos. And I'll be honest, I've only ever kept angelfish for like the last 3 years. I used to walk in the fish shop for years and just walk past them for decades. I didn't even give them a second look. See, marine, if someone said to me now, if someone said to me now, right, I'll buy you the tank, but it's got to be a marine tank, you can have whatever you want. I think I'd just go for Zoas, I'd go for a rose bubble tip anemone with some nice clowns, and then I get a pistol shrimp and a watchman goby, and I'd be happy with that. Like, I love symbiosis. I think that's one of the things that draws me to the Wallstad. Yeah. Too colourful. I don't know. I don't know whether Steve's planning on going into marine, but I think the marine hobby's quite dead, isn't it, at the moment? Goth corals. Isn't there some? I'm sure. I might be telling you a complete lie here, but I'm sure there's. Is Steve looking at stingray? I'm not sure, to be honest, but I know or I'm fairly confident. I'm sure he's got stingray himself. I do like those bleach white anemone. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm sure there's non-photosynthetic. What's the word I'm looking for? Still here listening, mate. Cheers, Rob. What's the word? They don't use the sun. It's not photosynthetic, is it? They don't use the sun's rays to make food. That's it. It's the non-photosynthetic corals. I'm sure. I might be completely making that up, but I'm pretty sure there is a category of corals that don't photosynthesize. Right guys, I think I'll wrap it up there, to be honest. I've stayed on for about an hour longer than I thought I would, but I've really enjoyed just sitting here chatting with people. It's I think that was, for me, that was a better live than writing notes. It's been nice watching me fish as well. It's not that often I'll sit here for an hour watching a fish tank, and that's what I've done. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Who's on next? I think Aquarium Co-op's on, isn't it? Like, it's always nice to catch up with Corey and see what he's doing. Right guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting away with people. And till the next one.